I had such a protected childhood that suddenly I had freedom, made some really stupid, silly mistakes and choices.
Like what?
Like having psychos as one or two boyfriends.
Okay.
Just as
They
simple
were
as that.
psychos?
Total
Okay.
psychos. Cut it out. They hate me anyway. I was married earlier.
Right.
And it wasn't the best place to be. I played Amiji's wife and I played Akshay Kumar's mother. And Akshay Kumar's far older than me. Exactly when Monsoon Wedding was made and ready for release, I got married and decided that I want to quit everything and sit at home and have babies. Our wedding was almost immediately after my divorce.
Okay.
My divorce wasn't the usual,
It was
we
a
are
tough,
friends. It wasn't an easy
okay.
one. And you know how big a taboo that is. I did not have an agent until 10 years ago. I used to think it's below my dignity to go and ask for work, which is really stupid. I wasn't even ambitious. I was loving what I do. I love what I do. But there wasn't like, I want to be Sri Devi. I always probably somewhere thought with the self-esteem issues that I can't ever be that. I don't deserve to be there. So I remember once a producer or director said, I said, what is a part? He said, you are heroine's sister. I said, no, that is a relationship. What is the character? And he was like, but that is what it is. The interrogation sequence where this is what the guy said. I wanted to tear his eyes off. He was an actor, for God's sake.
I'm going to make sure your husband and your kids watch this. So that's the whole part.
Yeah, some will want to kill me and somebody will be like, oh, yeah, actually, they'll want to kill me and he'll be able to protect
you.
Also, we'll make my parents also
watch this. The whole family is going to sit and watch this.
Sit here and watch it.
Everybody is on it.
Yeah.
She's an example of how actors can carry powerful layered stories, especially in the digital era. From crime dramas to social commentary to mainstream films, she has scanned a spectrum wide. Her choice reflects someone who cares deeply about craft over only commercial gain. For many, especially women in the industry, she represents a career that's not just linear, but deeply, meaningfully evolved. Shefali Shah, welcome to The Other Side with Brut.
Thank you so much.
We're very excited to have you here. And I want to start by saying that I saw your TEDx talk, which was fantastic.
Thank you.
And got to know a lot of facets about you through that and how you've led your life. So taking a leaf from the TEDx talk, you had mentioned in it that you had a deeply protected childhood, not too many friends, not allowed to go down and play. How did that play into the actor you are today and the adult that you became?
Well, for one, my children have a lot of friends and even if they're not their friends, I remember when my son was really young, he used to collect people from the building and say, oh, my mom's making pasta, please come for dinner. So I think I was overcompensating there. But how has it affected me? Well, once I went into college, I kind of snapped. And then the relationships that have been built are very meaningful and long-lasting. I mean, my oldest friend was when I think I was around 15. We did a play together. And since then, till today. And I think it kind of also made me comfortable just being alone. But I wouldn't say it's the most healthiest thing to do.
Okay.
I would definitely not recommend it to any parent. Please let your child just go and play and bruise their knees and have a million friends.
Right. It's interesting you said your oldest friend is from at the age of 15 when you did a play. So did that sort of, acting was your way of coming out, let's say, into the society? How did that really happen? How did plays for you happen?
Acting came about absolutely incidentally.
Okay.
It wasn't a plan of action. It wasn't even in my, choice aspirational of what will I be or what will I do. Never. I was into dancing. I was into music, singing. But acting was never, ever on the horizon. When I was in school, my mom used to click pictures of me, and I'd taken them to class to show off. And my teacher saw them, my Sanskrit teacher, and she thought I was very expressive. And her husband was a playwright.
Okay.
He used to do Gujarati theatre. So they offered me a part. Obviously, my mom thought, she's not going to be able to. I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And it was based on this girl. It was based on Omen. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was quite hectic, quite intense. But I managed to carry it off.
And
I
you were the
really had
lead,
fun.
lead?
I played the lead.
Wow.
And I really enjoyed myself. But that was that. I did that one play, and then it was all forgotten, and I went back to my studies, etc. When I went back to school, college, is when, I got admission also because of the fact that I had all these paper cuttings and stuff. I was in Mithibai, and that has a very, very big drama faculty. So I straight went into that, and then I did intercollegiate, and I won my awards. Then somebody said, why don't you meet XYZ? Or they told the director, there's this girl, why don't you meet her? And then television happened. And then just by the way, films happened. I did a lot of theatre first. So from intercollegiate, I went to plays, and then television, and then films. And once, I think I was doing this for like 7-8 months. I was doing theatre and on and off television. And I said, you know what, I do this every day. And I get paid some 500, 700 rupees for a show. This might be my profession.
Okay. So
Yeah.
until then, it hadn't dawned on you that,
Not
let
at
me
all.
think of this as a career.
Not at all.
Tell us a little bit about who was Shefali Shah then in Mithibai?
Honestly, I barely went to class
Okay.
because I was just there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I don't think I made the best of friends there either.
Okay.
I did. But after I kind of went into college and stuff, I snapped like a rubber band.
Okay.
Because I had such a protected childhood that suddenly I had freedom. Made some really stupid, silly mistakes and choices.
Like what?
Like having psychos as 1 or 2 boyfriends.
Okay.
Just as
They
simple
were
as that.
psychos?
Total
Okay.
psychos. Then I kind of, I don't even know where I think I kind of settled down. But and also, there was a sudden, it was not just going to college. It was doing this theatre. It was going to various festivals. We were traveling all over Gujarat and stuff. So it was suddenly a burst open. It was like, there was
Freedom.
so much happening. There was freedom. Of course, when I went for my shows, etc., my grandmother or mom traveled with me.
Right.
But besides that, I think it just kind of opened stuff up, and I didn't know how to, find a secured place there. So you just, when you're young, you're making friends, you don't know what is the right and the wrong, and you're just, I think I just kind of got lucky in a certain way, and I was blessed that God said, let me not mess up this child's life.
So protected, somehow with circumstances during college, with a lot of experimentation, going out there with theatre groups.
Yeah, I did a lot of theatre, Gujarati theatre. And, again, I would always be the youngest because there were stalwarts, and there was Shafi Namdar, there's Bhakti Namdar, and Shailesh Dave, and just like real stalwarts. And I was the youngest. It was great to watch them do what they do. And and then television happened.
How did television happen for you? So your college, you did the plays, you won the circuit. And then when did, the first...
So actually, I was doing theatre, and there was this makeup dada who was also doing a serial. And he kind of recommended my name, and then he said, why don't you go and meet the director? And I went and met. And it was campus.
Okay.
And that show was already set.
Right.
It had a very vast ensemble cast. And I was playing a small bit in it. But I came in and I felt like an outsider yet again because everyone was friends. They'd been together for years doing the same show. And I was like, oh my God, I don't fit in here either. And that kind of, it didn't shake me. It just, and because one thing led to another serial, then I got offered something else. So I don't think I had time to analyze.
It was very organic.
It was very organic. I did not have an agent until 10 years ago.
Until you've been in the industry for about 30 years.
Yes.
Until 10 years ago, you had no agent.
No, not even 10, 9 years. I had no agent. I used to think it's below my dignity to go and ask for work, which is really stupid. Just because I thought if a director is thinking of you, they will cast you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not exactly how it works. Also, I'm not somebody who loves to go for a party or socialize. So you're not seen and, you know, out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. Also, particularly when you've not been playing leads. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Shefali Shah, college, theatre, working with stalwarts, big names you've taken, touring that happened. Organically, campus happened for you, which was television. And at that point in time, campus was really big. One television channel, you know, this really important sort of young people story being told. And no PR agency or PR agents, no agent, nobody in the family who's been into film industry.
I was just doing my own thing.
Was it a scary time for you? And I'm sure you had, or was it not?
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't because and one of the things that I admire tremendously about the youngsters today is that they're so driven. I wasn't. I wasn't even ambitious. You know, I was loving what I do. I love what I do. But there wasn't like, I want to be Sri Devi. I always probably somewhere thought with the self-esteem issues that I can't ever be that. I don't deserve to be there, etc., etc. And then certain choices that I made in films, not even films actually. I did one of my shows where I was around 20 and I played some 35 or something like that. Now,
which one was this?
Hasrate. And that was a choice I made as an actor because being an actor is that you play parts which you are not. But obviously the world doesn't think like that. And then I continued doing television and then films happened. And again, I did Satya, I did Monsoon Wedding. And exactly when Monsoon Wedding was made and ready for release, I got married and decided that I want to quit everything and sit at home and have babies. And that's what I chose to do. So where I probably could have taken off, I did not. And I don't regret it. It was a choice I made. And then I did Waqt, which was, I dug my nail in my own coffin.
Why do you say that with Waqt?
Because I played Amita's wife and I played Akshay Kumar's mother. And Akshay Kumar's far older than me. And my husband had warned me. He directed the film and he had warned me. He said, please don't do this.
Don't take this old woman role.
Don't do the part. But I had seen the play that it was based on and I loved the play. I loved the character and I was just very excited that I wanted to work with two of my favorite men, my husband and Amitji. So I was very kicked about it. And Amitji in fact told Vipul that why don't you consider Shefali for this part? And he was like, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. I was like, nahin, main to karungi. And yeah, and once you do that, sadly, you're in this box of...
Typecast.
Totally typecast.
When you had, good films going for you, you decided to settle down and get married, right? Very important point here, especially for young audiences who are watching us and for millennials. They've always been told sort of you can have either one or the other. And if you are very focused, a career-oriented person, marriage is something that should be pushed. Those who choose to get married usually have a label saying, oh, okay, they're not very serious about their career. When you took that decision of, wanting to settle down, as they call it, and have babies, tell us about that decision. What were you feeling about it? What were you thinking about it?
I wanted to have babies and I wanted to be there seeing every step of them growing. It was really as simple as that. It wasn't it wasn't like, oh God, let me decide my life is going to fall apart. Now I'm going to take this path or this path. It was none of that. I wanted to do it. I'm going to do it. It was as simple as that. And
Very clear for you.
Very, very clear about it. And like I said, I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. Unless those boys are harrowing me, then sometimes I feel, arey yaar, I should have just gotten puppies or something. But
They're going to watch this, right? You know that.
oh God, cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. They hate me anyway. And also then when I got back, I remember, I think Aryaman was around 3 and Maurya was 2. And the first thing I did was a look test I did for Gandhi, My Father.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember I was at that shoot and then there was a problem about picking him from kindergarten. He did not eat and and I was like, oh God, this is such a wrong decision I took.
Of getting back into work at these ages, when the kids are at these ages.
They were really young. And I wasn't doing like, even now, even over the years, it's not like I've been doing 5 films a year, you know, because the kind of work I do, I want to do comes very sporadically. It doesn't come every day. Anyway, I went to a shoot and I was miserable and I said, you terrible decision. People said, calm down. It's the first day. Just calm down. It'll go through, you know. Then when I was shooting, let's say outdoor, mom would come with the babies or stuff like that. Or on set, they'd come. And then of course, immediately after that, I did Waqt. And Waqt was Vipul's film.
Right.
You know, it was a home film, home production kind of a thing. So the kids were there on and off. But, and like I said earlier, I've not done a lot of films. You know, so I used to, it could be 1 film a year, 1 film in 2 years, that kind of stuff.
So you had what they call balance. You were able to sort of have almost the best of both worlds in a way.
See, I'm going to be very honest. It's not like I got offered a lot of work either. And the kind of work that I got offered was not what I wanted.
What were the kind of films which were coming?
Like I said, you're in a box.
So
That's
older mother.
Yes. And then also, at that point of time, cinema was hero, heroine, villain.
Correct.
The rest was all chair and sofa. You know, you are mother to hero, sister to heroine, friend to XYZ. Bas,
support totally. The main.
So I remember once a producer or director said, you know, I said, what is a part? He said, you are heroine's sister. I said, no, that is a relationship. What is the character? And he was like, but that is what it is, you know.
That should define the whole role, basically.
Yeah, it was like, no, you are there in a lot of scenes. No, but that's not what I'm asking. And then a lot of that kind of stuff came and I didn't want to do it. It wasn't exciting me. You know, I love what I do. I love it so much. So if I picked something I don't like, I'm not going to be able to give it my 100%. I'll be miserable and it's unfair to me as well as the director and producer. Because, you know, they've cast me, but I'm not being able to do give my 100%. So I chose to just be like, okay, I'll do stuff that I really feel very, very drawn to.
I'm going to move to the last 9 years very quickly. But before that, I want to ask you 2 questions. The first is, tell us a little bit about your love story. How did you meet your husband? What kind of a person were you then?
So I was married earlier.
Right.
And it wasn't the best place to be. And I met Vipul later on a film. He had in fact offered me every possible play and serial he had done earlier. He's from theatre as well, Gujarati theatre. And I'd said no for it.
Okay.
I have no idea why, but I just said, no, I don't want to do it. And then
so you knew each other, but
knew each other. Matlab, I knew there is some guy who offers me something once in a while, but usse zyada nahi. And then he offered me a film, which again I went to meet him to say no, but he convinced me on whatever grounds. I did that film with him, and I realized he's a different version of men.
Okay.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
Elaborate, please.
He was, which he is, he's rock solid. He's calm. He's funny. I remember distinctly, we were shooting in this chotu place in the interiors of Gujarat. And I was going to be joining them, and we were just working together. I'd met him twice before that for Ki Acha, we are doing this, and maybe one read. And I remember I was going in later, and he called me and he said, you know what, can you just pick up this parcel from my house while you're heading to the airport? I said, haan, theek hai. What is it? He said, it's money. So I carried it and I gave it to him. And I said, what did you want it for? And I realized that he was not happy with the kind of food that was being served to the entire unit, from the spot dadas to the actors. And he decided, I'm not going to do this. The producer doesn't have money. Fine, fair enough. I'm going to do this on my own. And that speaks a lot about a person. Or, if a spot dada was unwell, he would remember it and say, give him an off today.
Taking care of the people around him.
I remember one day, it was the last day on this location in Ahmedabad, and we were shooting, me and a couple of other actors, and one of the actors, his father or somebody got like critical and passed away or was just right there. So he had to leave. I mean, the thing was that he could have completed it. And Vipul was like, no, please leave, And he sent someone so that person could be dropped at the airport or whatever. I was like, how are we going to finish this film? It was a small budget, no budget kind of a film. And all of us were like, now what, etc., etc. And suddenly I see this man and he's like, chalo patte khelte hain. I was like, what? Are you serious? But this is the kind of man he is. And he carries everyone with him when he walks. He was kind and he liked me, which was great. I mean, who doesn't want to be liked? And yeah, I think,
was there a proposal?
Like full-on Vipul appreciation interview.
I'm going to make sure your husband and your kids watch this. So that's the whole part.
Yeah, some will want to kill me and somebody will be like, oh, yeah, actually, they'll want to kill me and he'll be able to protect
you. So it's a good balance.
Perfect.
Was there a proposal? What was your wedding like? How did the families meet?
Oh,
too long ago.
And our wedding was almost immediately after my divorce.
Okay.
My divorce wasn't the mutual,
It was a tough.
It wasn't an easy one. And we got married. And then, like I said, I decided, I was doing a lot of television at that point of time. So when I knew that this is the time we're getting married, I told all my producers and directors that please start, writing me out of your scripts, because I know that this is what I want to do. I want to have babies, etc. And yeah, my parents met. Obviously, it wasn't the highlight of their life because it was like, oh God, divorce. And you know how big a taboo that is.
Even today, right?
Even today, to a certain extent, right?
Was it harder for you, you would say? Or, for all the women who are watching us?
You know what? I've always looked at my life in retrospect, and actually I barely ever look back at it. But I feel things are going to be difficult. No? Everything can't be a cakewalk. And it's fine. There are very few things which are life and death. Everything else you've got to handle it. It may not be the easiest. It will be tough then, but it's probably something you'll be able to live with forever then, and you'd rather not be in a relationship than be in an unhealthy one. So my parents were like, they didn't even know what, they didn't understand. And also because while I was married, there was nothing that I really, told them about what was going on or stuff. So it was quite a shock to them. That was the first time I moved out on my own.
Okay.
I did not move back to my parents' house.
You stayed by yourself?
I stayed by myself. And I think that 1 year did make a lot of difference. Just making me... I did realize that I can manage to cope without anyone. And that's how it was. And then, of course, at some point of time, they met.
Right.
And I think I was too old for them to tell me what to do.
Okay.
So they
Fair
were like,
enough.
Ab kya kar sakte hain? Kind of a thing.
This is your choice.
This is your choice. You've made this choice. So, and they love him. I think they sometimes love him more than they love me,
Okay.
which is not cool.
Which is not
At all.
cool.
This also will make my parents also
Watch this. The whole family is going to
Whole
sit and watch
family
this.
sit here and watch it.
Everybody is on it.
Yeah.
Last question on the family bit. What kind of a mother are you?
I'm the no parent.
No parent? Okay.
I'm the villain. I'm the no parent.
I don't think so.
So till a point of time, my kids were like, "Oh my God, my mom is so much fun." The umbilical cord never, snapped for the longest time. And then one fine day, suddenly they became daddy's kids.
Okay.
And I was like, this is unfair. This is like betrayal. That's probably the only thing I'm jealous about. I'm often asked that, do you get jealous that you didn't get this XYZ film or what? I said, I don't feel jealous about these things. The only thing I feel jealous about is y'all sat in the office and faffed. Y'all decide to sit and, like whatever. Y'all never ask me. Your dad knows everything. I get to know later. Vipul really pampers them. Like, I don't remember him saying no, ever. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to say no.
No.
So his thing is that, he came from a middle class background. I came from a lower middle class background. And he wanted to give the kids everything possible. And I was like, but we are who we are because of what we grew up as. If they have everything, what is it? But anyway, like you said, 3 against 1. So I lost.
Is the story right now. I'm going to shift gears to the last 9 years, and especially Delhi Crime. Amazing series, a turning point, I'm sure, in your career as well. When the first season happened for Delhi Crime, was there a switch in the industry? How did people start treating you differently, looking at you differently?
Oh, totally.
Tell us about that. How did that change?
So I remember... like I was telling you that there's been more waiting than actually working in my career. And there was this time when I was really demotivated and down and all of it. And then came a time where I understood that what I want to do will come rarely. So I can go to work every day and make money and be popular in my own space, whether I'm playing a mom or a whatever. But is that what I want to do? And I said, no, that's not what I want to do. So I'll wait. Which meant I'd probably do a project in a year, not even that, probably 1 and 2 years and stuff like that. Anyway, I did this short film called Juice, and which got received very well.
Right, the social commentary bit, which is what I
and it's a beautiful film. And OTT was just kind of taking off in India. And I remember getting offered Delhi Crime. And in the first 5 minutes, I said yes to it. There was no way. Forget me, nobody would have said no to this amazing, amazing part and show. And when we did it, I had no clue where it was going, what was going to happen with it. No idea whatsoever.
That it would become this big.
Not at all. We didn't even have a platform on board. It got made by these independent producers, and it was a small thing, and all of us were doing it because we loved the script so much. But besides that, we had no clue where this show was going to go. And then it premiered at the Sundance, and just around then Netflix acquired it. And when it dropped, it kind of just blew up. And not initially, it started filtering in, and then it just was like one of the finest shows that came out of India. And surprisingly, people saw me headlining a show.
Right.
So the whole thing was, she can lead.
She could always lead.
But they need to, somebody has to take that chance. And that's where everything changed. It changed drastically. So that is definitely the turning point of my career. That also became the learning curve, because the way I worked till then kind of changed with Delhi Crime. And like I said, suddenly people saw, okay, she can play the lead. Also, what happened is, because OTT was giving the opportunity for characters,
right,
not just those boxes. Every character had their own story. Every character was a hero of their own space. And another very big thing is that there was this woman who was playing a lead who was not thin, tall, pretty, white, and who was not in her 20s. Which was like, oh, that kind of broke it. So I remember when we were doing interviews at that point of time, a couple of journals said, all the top leading actresses are saying, thank God she's like, this is what we want to do.
Right.
Which was great. Still, I didn't realize what was happening. I was very happy. My work was loved. And the show won the Emmy and I was getting offers. And that was it about it. Did not realize what Madam Sir was going to become at all. But I got great offers after that. In fact, after Delhi Crime I had this one year where I had 6 projects I shot for. And I was like, oh my God, this is more than I've done in my entire career.
That's amazing.
And I was hoping that would be the case throughout, but it wasn't. It was a fluke.
The current season, which is there, the previous season, of course, you had spoken about that how difficult it is to switch off for everybody on the set because it is based on real events and it's very intense and you're portraying that to an audience. Give us some anecdotes on how the journey has been from season to season for Delhi Crime. How has the unit been? How have all of you come together to because it's hard to sort of portray extremely serious crimes which have taken place and get people to care and talk about it.
I think we don't grant people enough sensitivity. All of us, whether I did the show or I did not, all of us are deeply affected by it. Sadly, it doesn't stay long enough because something else happens. So, you feel it for a week, you want to do something about it, but then life happens and you move on. When you have something like this, it kind of gets the spotlight and this is going to stay forever, in memory and even on the platform or for people to view. So it definitely brings a spotlight to it. When I was shooting it, the biggest part that kind of drew me into Delhi Crime 1 was when he narrated it to me. When the case had happened, the Nirbhaya had happened, all of us asked one question, which was, why is nobody doing anything about this? And when I heard the script, I realized there was somebody doing something about it and it was a woman. And that was somewhere it felt, okay, we can feel sleep. We can feel safe and we can sleep in the night knowing there is somebody out there. So that is what happened. While we were doing the shoot, there are certain sequences I remember. All of us, we were so shaken by just hearing, because he had access to the records which were in public domain. So the interrogation sequence where this is what the guy said, it was, I wanted to tear his eyes off. He was an actor, for God's sake. But all of us in the room were like, we couldn't believe it. Or when the doctor said what has happened to her, it was just, it wrenches you. But when I'm doing this project or any project, I have no interest in disconnecting from it while I'm doing it. And even at home, they know, she's obsessed with this. She'll come back, she'll shower, she'll, eat, talk to us for a bit, and then go back into her script. And that's the only way to do it, to feel it completely and let it destroy you. Because otherwise, how is it going to show? And the same continues over seasons, and I think like a lot of times I'm asked that, do you carry it back home? Obviously, I don't carry a scene back home because when I'm doing a scene, I've given it everything I have. And so does Vartika, right? If she's angry about something, she's just going to have that outburst and give it all out and then move on to the next. And that's exactly what happens. I've given it all. I have nothing back to take back. But I don't want to disconnect from the project. And this is one project that I don't want to disconnect even after it's done. It's like DC is very, very close to me. And so is Vartika.
Is there something you would like to say to writers, directors, the industry on writing more female leads who break the stereotypes?
But I feel that there are a lot of roles being written for women.
Now,
yes. Actually, even some time ago. Like, you talk about, of course, in the 60s, 70s, there were lots. You talk about a guide, Aradhana, Andhi, Amar Prem, like all these beautiful films with, women leading it, Ghar, Chalbaz, Chandni, all these films. Then there was this long gap where the heroine was only 20 years old. 18
Never
to 20,
aged.
Never. She had a shelf life, sadly. But then again, it started changing. So there is a Parched, there is Tumhari Sulu, there is Badhai Ho, there is Dirty Picture. And all these are women-oriented films again.
Right.
I think what changed also is there are more stories being told, but for so many years they haven't been told. So there is a stock of lots to tell.
So it's like the dam gates have opened.
Yes.
As
a greedy actor, I would like to say it's just trickling in. I'm hoping that it kind of, goes all out. But it has changed. I'm not going to deny that. And it will change, and when films like smaller films, let's say, do well on the box office, or even say a big film like Gangubai, and that kind of puts women into the center of the project, which is great. And we did have people who paved path for us.
of course. Right.
There was a Smita Patil and there was a Shabana Azmi, and they did pave that path for us. Sadly, at that point of time, there was either art cinema or commercial.
Nothing in between.
Nothing in between. Today, luckily, that line, it's gone away. Or definitely it's blurring.
It's blurring, and it's blurring fast.
Very fast. Very fast, and it has pretty rapidly and very strongly. It's kind of getting erased, which is great. And thank God for it. I think we didn't we didn't grant enough intelligence to
The audience.
Yeah, and they're very, very perceptive. They're very receptive. They are very attuned, and they know exactly what is happening.
Anything that is written well, cast well, has authenticity, finds a resonance with the audiences.
Absolutely. It may work or it may not in terms of numbers, but and that's the advantage of OTT. The fate of a film is not decided on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's really unfair that people, good film, bad film, bhul jao. But there is so much hard work, blood, sweat, money, every single person's life gone into that film. And on one Friday, you kind of decide its fate. You're not even giving it a chance. OTT does not gauge the film by the Friday release.
It's not, doesn't hinge on just the numbers on the first weekend.
Yeah, and it doesn't hinge on stars.
And it doesn't hinge on stars. On characters.
On characters. Of course, the stars have
they're carrying the characters.
And they're kind of, it is sometimes that, okay, let's get stars into it. But I think finally it boils down to, is everything as authentic as possible?
Right. Last question, Shefali Shah, for very young viewers who watch us. What is Shefali Shah's philosophy of living life?
Okay, couple of things. One is, which I used to, how kids, after a point of time, switch off. They don't hear what you're saying. So I figured this one line where I could explain everything in that one line.
Okay.
So one is that I told them, you treat others the way you expect to be treated yourself. It's really as simple as that. So every situation, just think of it and then move ahead. Secondly, if you don't take chances, life is going to be boring. To put it as bluntly as
Safe
that.
is boring. Yeah.
It is boring, don't hurt yourself, but you've got to take that chance. And please live your life right now, because whether it's whatever you choose to do, just go out, have fun, which I think I don't need to tell the younger generation. They know exactly how to make that balance between work and going in, enjoying themselves. But take that chance. If at any point of time you feel, okay, this is not what I want to do, it's not making me happy, then choose to do something that makes you happy. Because that's something you'll be able to sustain for lifelong.
Words to live by. Shefali Shah, thank you so much for speaking to Brut.
Thank you.